Hi everybody, welcome back to my art channel. Thank you for being here. I am going to do, actually it's another viewer's choice. They had recommended I'll have to try to find the comment. They had recommended to do lines instead of puddles, and then wrecking through them will be what creates the design. So I am going to use pearl paints for this because I think that'll be really interesting. And I am going back to the black base again to see how this goes, because I really like the way that the colors show up on the black base. So getting a good layer here. Let me put my lid on because I will knock that over. All right, I'm gonna pop the air bubbles here. This should be a short, quick and easy experiment. Just to see if it's any different. And I do have a couple of other experiments that I would still like to try with pearl paints. I want to maybe add just a touch of a color in them to see if it brightens the colors at all. I've had some people say that the colors just don't show up as well for them, or they're not as bright. And so I do want to try that as well. But I'm trying to decide what color scheme I want to go with here. So I have blue. And I'm just literally going to pour these in lines. And I'm not going to know which colors are which, so I should stay in a pattern here. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between them with the black so that it will pop through as well. So this is red. I feel like I'm going to do green next. I'll do my green here. Maybe I'll do my green on the outer corner there. Now I'm going to do my red. Oh, I did see a little something go through there. I've layered them apart so I know that they won't be next to each other. But I don't know the exact order that they will go in. Next color, oh, that's yellow for sure. That shows up like almost immediately. Ooh, do I have enough space? I have 2 more colors left. Do I have enough space? Ooh, those touched. Those touched. I guess it's okay, right? Because it's not going to stay linear. That is not the purpose of this. I want them to change. I want the shape to kind of morph. I should have labeled these. One right there. One right there. Okay, I think that's gonna, well, maybe right here in the center, that's gonna be the centerpiece. All right, okay, so I can definitely see the colors popping through. Let me give it a good torch. Now we're gonna wreck it. Okay, so how do I want to wreck this? So I think I'm gonna come down through them like that. So it's definitely different than the puddles. This is different. How do I want to wreck this? Down through there. Up through there. I want something right there. Well, that was kind of cool. Oh, I really like this extra wreck that I did. Ooh! I think this is going to be super cool. And it is very different than the puddles, or at least I think it is. It's different than the puddles, and it's different than wrecked rings as well. This one little one, I can already tell I wasn't gonna like that if that's stretched out, but it might just stretch over the side. Oh, all right. I love it when someone has a new idea. So I've really been enjoying reading through the comments lately and seeing what everybody says. Yeah, I'm having so much fun experimenting. So I thank you for that. All right, let's stretch this out. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's flowing good over this edge. Over that edge. Ooh, I can already see the color starting to show up. That edge. I'm not super happy about that one little part in the middle. Okay, I took it over the side. Down to this edge and then back. I'm now changing my direction of how I want this to show up. Now, I definitely had a lot of air bubbles in this one, in the colors and in the black, actually, because I just got excited and mixed up black and wanted to try this out to paint. But when it dries, I think it's gonna look like it normally does, where it almost like shadows them. But I've got a couple in the center that I'm not in love with, but I'm worried about dragging my hand through it. Let me see if I can make it like it was always there. Oh, that is dripping on my foot. Let me do the same thing right here. I'm just going to turn the corner. Go on up there like that. That one I like there. That one is definitely a drip of me. So I'm going to take this branch right there, go off the side. And I like that other little one there. All right, so I'm interested to see a couple of different things on this one. One, I'm interested to see what this little like pattern is gonna show up like. I had a lot of air bubbles, but that part I'm okay with. Got one little thing right there. Smooth that on out. Okay, let's see. This is different than the puddles. I started linear, but you see what happens with that when you wreck it. I do like the motion that it has. It's got this swooping design here, a swooping design up there, and that's really just all about the way that you move your wrecking tool through the painting. All right, I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I definitely had more air bubbles than I would have liked, and you can see what I mean by those. Here, let me see if I can focus you in on that. And I'm interested to see how it's gonna dry with all of those. So that is a little bit different. I just mixed up a new batch. But I love the design, and there are a lot of colors that you can already see starting to pop up. Like I know that's purple, that's blue. You can see the green, the gold. But I kind of like it in this funky pattern. And it is still rather linear. Like you can tell those were lines in the center there. So super fun. Let's see how this dries. Well, here it is. The lines are super cool. The design has a lot of motion in it. And what I like the best about it is you can see the full blocks of color running through it. So thank you very much for the suggestion. That is super cool. The part that I was worried about that looked like really hazy is gone. There are some air bubbles. That part, not great on my part because I did not let these paints sit for long enough before mixing them, but I get excited and I want to paint. But super cool designs. You can see how bright it is in the light and how much more muted it is on the without the light shining on it, but you can still see all the beautiful colors. I like that I left a little bit of the black as well showing through because it really defined the colors, especially on this end. But super interesting. Love both of these sides, much larger. So it was more black and bigger lines on this side, smaller lines and less black on this side, and then the way I wrecked them. So definitely going to experiment around on this. Maybe lines on one side and puddles on the other. Oh, super fun. All right, thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye.